order for let's spill the tea. Aw,
What's up, guys?
Hey, I'm
Guess whose
dying.
turn it is to die? All
Yeah.
right, spill your tea, Corey. What's going on?
Um, I cleaned up throw up. I cleaned up, right? That's proper English.
Yeah, you
Okay.
cleaned it up.
I cleaned up throw up on Friday, and
Yeah.
now I'm throwing up.
Listen, at least you can handle vomit. If it were me, I would be literally adding to it.
Not
So,
bodily fluids don't bother me. I'm fine.
yeah.
Except for like those nasty snot buggers that come out of children's noses.
Ugh.
Those are the only thing I can't handle.
I had a kid once sneeze directly onto me.
That's
Like, he was just
disgusting.
sitting next to me, and he didn't realize he was gonna sneeze because he was like laughing or something, and he just went full force sneeze onto me.
Ew. Well, it's fine because I'm gonna be really sniffly.
It's your turn. All right. I don't think I have tea this week. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know what I would spill the tea on. I got nothing. How about I understand the struggle of the job market right now?
Dog. I was looking at like different positions just to see what was out there.
Oh my God, yeah.
In
There is nothing by us hiring.
in like a 40-mile radius, which I don't even want to drive 40 miles one way, but in a 40-mile radius, I found 3 job openings for what I need to do.
Let's see, the closest one I could find, there was one by you, which I'll tell you about later, so we don't triangulate where we are. But it was
Okay.
like a substitute position for the theater, and then everything else was at least an hour 15 away.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I can't do this, people.
that's not to say I'm quitting my job.
No. Yeah, and you might
But
eventually, but
I'm not quitting my job. Just putting that out there. Just
for
in
now.
case someone I know listens to this and decides to tell my boss.
No, you're always allowed to job search when you have a job.
I'm just looking.
Exactly. You're just looking. Because who knows, a better offer could come out of nowhere.
We'll talk about
And they
that
know,
later.
yeah. And they know that you're working on your master's. So it's like, exactly. It's,
Anyway,
what you drinking over there? We didn't talk
um,
about our drinks.
vanilla chai tea. It's very hot because my throat hurts.
That's so valid. I was tempted to pour myself a glass of wine, I'm not gonna lie. But
Stop. I do have a story actually.
oh no. Does it have to do with wine?
It doesn't have to do with wine, but we went, so my childhood best friend's mom,
Mm-hmm.
they like moved to Florida like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So she came back to visit. My friend did not. He had to work,
Oh.
but his mom came back and she was here for 2 weeks. So on Thursday we went to and her brother came, who I've
I'm
also
gonna
known
bleep
since.
that out because there's only a couple of them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bleep the name out.
bleep that out. I was just telling you that. I forgot
Yes,
that it was.
yes. Just for me and my knowledge only.
I said it again.
Did you
Bleep
say
it out.
it again? You fucking dumbass. You're making me do so much work.
Okay. Anyway, we went to a pub. Okay. And her brother came.
Mm-hmm.
I've known him since I was a kid too. Like I grew up with him as well.
Yeah.
He bought everybody drinks. I haven't had a drink since like my 21st birthday, or actually since I was at your house.
It was when we were celebrating your 21st birthday, which I think was like a month after or something.
Yeah, it was like June.
Yeah.
So I got a lemon drop martini.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was so good. I had a sweatshirt on and I was like pulling my sweatshirt sleeve up so that I didn't drop it because like
Yeah. It's big.
I was
It's a big laugh.
I was so invested in a conversation with with the dude that
Yeah,
I forgot to roll up my sleeve and I dropped half of the lemon martini and it spilled everywhere.
I would cry.
I I did cry. And then my aunt made fun of me.
Sounds
And then
about
I
right.
went and got a lemon drop shot.
Understandable. I think for my birthday this past year, I think. Yeah, this past year because it was like right before Jackson and I met. Um, we went to I can say we went to Olive Garden for my birthday. I think I can say that one.
Olive Garden.
And I just wanted pasta, literally. So all I wanted. But I know you're not big on like mango, but I
Ew.
got a strawberry mango margarita. It was actually really good.
See,
You would tr
I just got a
you would try
strawberry
a
one.
sip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
When
as I was trying to say before, I wanted wine, but I was like, do I really want a drink when I'm talking about the topic I'm going to discuss today? Not really. So I have mixed berry juice instead.
Oh, okay, great.
I think
All
that's
right.
close enough.
Okay. So, what is it that you're talking about then?
Are you ready to want to cry?
No. No. No, please.
Oh, yes.
Please,
Oh,
no.
yes. We are talking about Mr. Pogo the Clown, John Wayne Gacy.
Of course, it's the week that I'm like throwing up.
You see, I didn't plan for this, but this is like how I have it scheduled out right now. This is going to be another two-parter, so I apologize in advance.
Okay.
Like I said, if I do serial killers, they're most likely going to be two-parters. I was telling you, like, I was in such a flow state this past week. I got 3 whole sets of notes done, including a serial killer.
I was dying.
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem. But
Okay.
but
Wow.
no, I think the serial killer I just finished this week, that just might be a really long story, but I don't want to be talking for an hour and a half after that one really long episode we put out. Which is
Yeah.
that the one that just came out? Or yeah, it's the one because it's the one that just came out. So episode 7. We had almost a 2-hour episode because
Sorry.
we just didn't shut up.
Yeah, that means this time I'm gonna shut up.
Well, all right. Do you want me to just get into it then, so you can be traumatized?
Yeah.
All right. She's gonna like mute her headphones so she doesn't have to listen to this. Just watch.
No, I'm muting my mic so that I don't sniffle into the mic every 5
No, that's
seconds.
valid. That's fair. I will give you that one. But I'm saying like you might hear a part you're gonna be like, I'm gonna turn these off.
Probably, to be honest. And then you'll ask me a question, I'll be like, "What?"
Yeah. All right, so let's just jump right into it. John Wayne Gacy was born March 17th, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. He had an abusive father, and he was the middle child of 3, yet he was the only son. So like he had a older sister and little sister. Um, in 1949, when he was about 7 years old, his father actually had to whip Gacy and another boy for getting caught sexually fondling a young girl.
What?
I Yeah. Oh, and then he
Wonderful.
began to get molested by a family friend. No correlation between the two, but it was just like one event after another.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I forgot to
scary.
put my shit on Do Not Disturb. Give me 1 second. My Mac keyboard, the one that my TV's the monitor for. Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta fucking log in. Um, it has a Do Not Disturb button on it, so I could just click, and every one of my devices goes on Do Not Disturb.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
um
I will say I don't sometimes I want like my iPad and my phone to be on Do Not Disturb, but I can handle like the notifications on my computer. Or if I'm watching like a live stream, I want it off on the computer, but every other device is fine. But it's a thing where like if you turn it on one device, it turns it on all of them. I'm sure there's something I can change about it, but I'm just too lazy to figure it out.
Valid. I would be too lazy to figure that out.
Yeah. But when Gacy was 11 years old, he suffered a head injury from a playground swing. Don't ask me how. He just hit his head on a playground swing. Probably like, did you ever like swing on your stomach?
I mean, yeah, I think.
He probably did a little somersault and just like called it a day. That's what I would assume.
So bro's got brain damage or something?
There's always something about serial killers having head injuries or something that happened to them.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, granted, we already went over multiple things that happened to him. So, and I just started. So, he ended up dropping out of high school as well. But that's because he was in and out of hospitals due to his ongoing head injury. So he was just missing so much school. Turns out he just had a blood clot.
Oh.
So it could have been treated a lot
Yeah.
earlier on. Then again, we are in like the 40s, 50s. Medical advancements are not the way they are now. But they found it. That's the good news. But he just missed so much school.
Hold on, Kelly. Hold on. What? Okay.
Don't you like these?
Yeah.
Thought maybe you would like some.
As I miss it, thanks. I was confused on why you were spinning it in a circle. Okay, well, it was my turn, apparently.
What happened this time?
It gave me Nutter Butters.
Honestly, mood.
Okay.
I have ice cream from Friendly's waiting for me after this.
I already had ice cream. We may continue now.
All right. At age 18, he began to get involved in politics. Oh, geez, this sounds familiar. What does this sound like, Corey?
No clue.
Totally not Ted Bundy.
I don't like Ted Bundy. I don't think about that man.
Yeah, well, Ted Bundy got involved in Republican politics. Gacy got involved with Democratic politics. He was the assistant precinct captain for our local Democratic Party candidate.
Great.
The face you're making is like he's a fucking Democrat. Like,
yeah, I didn't expect that.
Honestly, I didn't expect him to be one to get involved in politics, but it does like. I think it follows him in the future, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
So later in life, he moved to Las Vegas in 1962 to escape his father's abuse. I don't blame him. That sounded like a get the fuck out situation. So while he was in LA, he worked at Palm Mortuary for 3 months. Oh no. He worked at a mortuary.
Please don't tell me he's like necrophilic.
So he was able to observe many embalming techniques during this.
Okay.
And he was a pallbearer as well. Which, if you don't know what a pallbearer is, I guess you're lucky that you've never been to a funeral. Basically, Okay, I could still hear you when you had your mic muted.
Ow.
That was weird.
Hello?
Your mic is not muted. Is your mic? Check your mic input. Make sure that it's like on the computer.
Yeah, it is.
Make sure it says fine. Okay, because you've been hitting mute and.
Yeah, it is.
I can still hear you. Hold on. I'm about to test it on my mic. Okay, you're good now.
I didn't even change anything.
That was so fucking weird. We're just having issues all across the board today.
Anyway.
So, if you don't know what a pallbearer is, lucky you. You've never been to a fucking funeral. But basically, a pallbearer is the person that carries the coffin or the casket, whatever you want to call it. So he didn't have a home. So he actually slept in a cot behind the embalming room. And he admitted to climbing into the coffin of a teen male, embracing and caressing the body. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
And after that, he decided to go back home.
I'm scared. Mom, pick me up.
Oh.
I'm scared.
Girl, you're home right now. You can't do anything. You're stuck. All right. So when he went back home, he enrolled in Northwestern Business College and graduated in 1963. He got a new job that transferred him to Springfield, Illinois. So, like, not too far. You know, could be worse. And there he met his future wife, Marlon Myers. Bless you.
Thanks.
So, when he got his new job and is now living in Springfield, he joined what is known as the JCs, which is a section of the U.S. Junior Chamber. It's basically a leadership training service organization. Kind of like a, yeah, we believe in this and we're going to push for this kind of thing. Kind of like, how can I say it? I don't really know how to explain it. I'm terrible at explaining things. I'm sorry.
I understand. It's okay.
So he and Marlon got married in September 1964. As a wedding present. Marlon's father actually bought 3 KFCs, and Gacy managed them in Waterloo, Iowa. So bitch was just like working at KFCs. Like,
I want to know why that was like a gift that this man thought.
Corey, I don't fucking know.
Okay, valid, understandable.
So Gacy would have a salary of $15,000 per year. Yeah. And do you know how much that would be now? Do you want to take a guess?
30,000.
Sweetie, this is the 60s.
Oh, then I don't know.
$156,800 a year. Girl's eating her Nutter Butters.
I got excited. Sorry.
Oh my god. So yeah, so what he made in the 60s is what I make now.
Wait, what was it?
He made $15,000 a year. I make about $15,000 a year now. So
yeah. What is it equal to? Did you say?
$156,800.
I want that.
I would love to make $150,000
I need to
a year.
manage 3 KFCs.
Apparently. But you need your father-in-law to own them to get it.
I don't even have a father-in-law yet.
You will one day.
I doubt that Paul's dad is gonna get me a KFC.
No. So we're gonna start getting into some morbid shit. Just prepare yourself.
Okay.
So he opened a club in the basement so employees could drink and play pool. We're gonna also remind everybody that most of these employees were teenagers.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Great.
So Gacy made sexual advances on teen male employees in this club because they were a little intoxicated.
Yeah. Okay. I guess easy target.
And he liked teen males. That was his victim choice.
Okay, so I'm finally safe.
For once. So Gacy had a son who was born in February 1966 and a daughter born March 1967. When his daughter was literally 5 months old, He assaulted 15-year-old Donald Voorhees Jr. Voorhees Jr. was a son of a local politician and fellow JC. So, connection there already. So, he was lured with the promise of Gacy showing him heterosexual stag films. Ugh. We don't talk about that kind of shit. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Gay or straight stag films, we don't like.
That makes me even more uncomfortable with this man.
Well, okay. So, they didn't watch the films. Instead, he got Voorhees drunk and claimed, okay, this is really disgusting, I'm so sorry. Quote, "You have to have sex with a man before you start having sex with women."
Why? What was his logic behind that?
To get him to sleep with him.
So
It was literally, it was manipulation.
Yeah, this man was just saying that, but if I was that kid, I would be like, why?
Yeah. Well, then they engaged in mutual oral sex after that comment.
Too easy. That was too easy. Children.
He was also drunk, don't forget. If you are drunk, you physically cannot consent.
Yeah.
You cannot consent if you are intoxicated in any way.
So then it's not mutually consensual.
Exactly. They thought it was mutual, is what it was.
I forgot that this kid was drunk.
Yes. So, in March 68, Voorhees finally told his father, and they informed the police of what had happened. So Gacy was then arrested and charged with oral sodomy on Voorhees and attempted assault of 16-year-old Edward Lynch. Another employee.
I guess it's easy to get them.
It's because of the stupid club he made. So, May 10th, 1968, he was indicted of the sodomy charge. He offered Russell Schroeder, who was 18 years old, $300 to assault Voorhees out of testifying. Which, like, that is so fucked up.
That's crazy that you go that far for that.
Which I will say, Schroeder is another employee at KFC. We're gonna be dealing with these employees for a bit at KFC.
Okay.
So Schroeder lured Voorhees into the park, maced him, and then beat him. Schroeder was arrested the next day. So, whew.
Oh, at least he got,
Yeah, I freaking. So, September 12th of the same year, he was ordered to undergo a psych eval, which there he was. Do you want to guess at least one of the things he was diagnosed with?
Bipolar disorder.
Not really. Antisocial personality disorder.
Okay.
So, which is also known as sociopathy or psychopathy. But even with this diagnosis, he was found mentally competent for trial. Yeah. Basically, I'm guessing how I would put it is he understood what he was doing.
That's literally what it is. So you have to understand. It's not have to understand what you were doing. You have to understand how the legal process works.
Yes. Yeah, he understood what he was getting tried for and what he had done. He had full recollection of it. So they found him mentally competent, and then he pled guilty for Voorhees' case on December 3rd. And he was sentenced to 10 years at Anamosa State Penitentiary. So that same day, his wife said, "Fuck you, I'm divorcing you."
Okay, good for her. Good for her.
She requested property, sole custody, and alimony. And the court ruled in her favor.
Good.
So their divorce, ouch, was not finalized until September 18th, 1969. She filed for divorce the same day he was sentenced, which was December 3rd, 68.
Oh.
So 9 months she was still married to him.
That took a while.
So, remember how I said he was sentenced to 10 years? It
wasn't 10 years?
Oh, definitely not. He was considered a model inmate and served only 18 months of his sentence.
That's crazy. As I'm eating a piece of Nutter Butter.
Again. Yeah, no. So, even though he got out early, like way early, whoa, he was given 10 years probation. So he got out June 18th, 1970, and in result, he was given a nightly curfew and relocation to Chicago with his mother. His father was dead at this point. He died while he was incarcerated of cirrhosis, which, if you don't know what cirrhosis is, it's a problem with your liver. It gets this like weird leathery coating, basically from drinking a lot.
That's really sad.
Yeah. So, and then he got a job as a short order cook. No more KFC, guys.
He probably can't. They were probably like, give up your KFCs.
No KFC for you. So not long after, February 12th, 1971, he was charged with sexually assaulting a teenage boy. The case was then dismissed when the boy did not appear for court.
I hate when that happens. Like, just show up to court.
It could be it could be anything though.
No, but now this guy is like still out there.
Oh, yes, he is. And then only a few months later, June 22nd, he was charged with aggravated sexual battery and reckless conduct.
Oh.
The young complainant claimed Gacy flashed a sheriff badge, lured him into his car, and forced oral sex on him. The case was dropped when the complainant tried to blackmail Gacy. That I can understand them dropping the case.
Blackmailing, yeah.
Yeah. So his parole ended October 18th, 71, which means, again, early. So there, because he didn't have to live with his mother anymore, he moved to, I'm going to say the full address because this is the important location. He moved to 8213 West Summerdale Avenue in Norwood Park Township, Illinois. So he's still close to his mother, you know. And what's up?
Nothing.
Oh, you went to unmute. That was all.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this house, he claims that all of his murders were committed here.
Oh,
that's why
amazing.
This address is so important. So he rekindled his love with an old high school girlfriend, Carol Hoff, and they were engaged in August 1971.
Ew.
Hey.
She definitely doesn't know his background.
Not at first. So in this relationship, he got 2 stepdaughters. Carol also had a previous relationship. They got married July 1st, 1972. Oh, I forgot to say, his mother was actually living with him in this home, and then after they got married, she moved out. My bad. I gotta read my notes before I start talking.
Okay. So mother moved out now.
Yes, now his mother moved out because she moved with him to this new home, and now she has her own place.
Okay.
So Gacy claimed he was bisexual, and yeah, they weren't married for very long because they divorced March 2nd, 1976 due to infidelity.
Oh.
So that's divorce number 2 on him.
It was infidelity?
Infidelity, yep.
Dude.
I know, it feels off. So, now living his single life again, he began his own construction business, PDM Contractors. So, the PDM stands for painting, decorating, and maintenance. And by 1978, his business was worth $200,000.
In that time period?
In that time. Oh wait,
Wow.
I always love to know like how much it is now. I didn't look this one up. Oh no. We're gonna find out right now. CPI calculator. Okay, so I said 200,000. Oh my god. So his business nowadays, just to compare, $1,040,806.40.
I need this dude's money.
I wish.
All of my friends would be
$200K now.
All of my friends would be dripping in like, everything they want.
Including me.
Well, obviously. Duh.
So after starting his construction business, he joined a local clown club called Jolly Jokers. This is where Corey wants to cry. So
every time I think about clowns, I think about the fact that they all have their own like not patent, but like in the clown like warehouse thingy, you can't have the same face as another clown.
Correct. So he actually had 2 clown aliases. So everyone knows Pogo the Clown. I also introduced the story as this. This was his happy clown character. So more joyful, more fun. And then his other clown alias is Patches. This was a more serious kind of clown. Like, he didn't really paint the big happy smile on, and it was kind of creepy. So there he performed fundraising events, parades, and visited children in hospitals. Corey hates fucking clowns, so she's probably gonna scream soon if I don't shut up.
It's fine. I'm good.
Good. So him doing this allowed him to, quote, regress his childhood.
Okay. Sometimes a useful technique. Sometimes.
He had a really bad childhood. His father abused him. Like, I can understand it in that sense. Not for what he does later with these costumes.
Yeah.
So, with his new company, technically 2 companies, he doesn't own Jolly Jokers, he works for Jolly Jokers. He raped and attacked many young PDM employees and wore his costumes during most of the assaults.
Just like for fun to start, or is that like he just wanted to?
I think he just wanted to. It was part of his MO.
Okay. It's so scary.
For access, he would actually allow some of the employees to live with him.
That, I would say no. As an employee, you gotta be like, that's weird.
Yeah, well, some of them didn't have a home.
Okay, fair. They're gonna take whatever they can, get.
Exactly. So, some victims from PDM include 15-year-old Anthony Antonucci, 18-year-old David Cram, and 18-year-old Michael Rossi. Oh, Jackson's home from work. I just got the text. Um, so yeah, we're not gonna go over all of the victims today. We're gonna go over just a few of them. We're gonna go through the rest next week. That's just where I have my cutoff to like space it out well, because I don't want to bore Corey, and traumatize her.
I feel like I more so just need a break at some point so I don't want to die.
Yeah, we'll get there. If like you need like in between stories, if you need like 5 minutes to just go run off, just say the word.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. So during his serial crime span, he killed at least 33 young men and boys. And I say at least because we do not know the exact number. We just have the ones he like confessed to and gave us the details on. There could have been so many more that he did not tell us about.
Careful.
So 26 of his victims were found in the crawl space under his house.
Oh no.
A lot of them were lured from Greyhound bus station, Bughouse Square, or off the streets with the promise of a job at PDM. So he would also offer alcohol, drugs, and money for sex. And some were grabbed by force, other lured with a fake police badge. He didn't have a set MO to get them to come with him, but he had more of an MO when it came to them dying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So once the youth or whoever enters his home, he would give them drinks, drugs, or just casually gain their trust.
Okay.
So he would then, quote, show them a magic trick.
Oh no.
What do you think the magic trick is?
Wimping it out.
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet, but eventually.
So he would cuff himself behind his back and unlock it with a hidden key.
Okay.
He would then let the victim try and fail. So they were now restrained.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So once they were restrained, he would begin to rape and torture them. He would usually begin on sitting on or straddling the chest and forcing the victim to perform oral on him. Some torture tactics include burning with cigars, making the victim imitate a horse, and basically sat on the back, pulling makeshift reins around the neck. Like, literally had them like he was riding a horse.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
And another way, sadly, is sodomy with foreign objects, including dildos and prescription bottles.
Prescription bottles?
Honestly, the dildos makes more sense than that. Like,
I mean, dildos are used
exactly.
for that in a consensual way. Like, a prescription bottle? Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm scared of this man.
So he manacled his victims to a 2x4 with handcuffs at the ankles, which manacles is another way of basically saying like cuffed. It's
Okay.
like chained. So he got this idea because he was inspired by the Houston mass murders, which maybe I'll cover one day. These
Add it
mass
to your
murders were
list.
done by I don't know if it's on the list already, but these murders were done by Dean Arnold Carl, which, like I said, maybe one day I'll cover if there's enough information behind it, you know, because a
Let me
lot of
see how
things
much
get lost
info.
in history, sadly.
Yeah.
He was known to sometimes also partially drown the victims and then revive them. Which, like, the fuck?
Okay. This sounds like my actual worst nightmare. A clown partially drowning me because the way I don't want to go is drowning. So a
Oh, hell
clown
no.
partially drowning me, and then the clown decides to bring me back to life and do it all over again. That's my worst nightmare, actually.
I think you're gonna have nightmares tonight. I don't
Add a
know what you're talking
chainsaw.
about. I don't
Add
think
a
there was any
chainsaw
chainsaws.
and something.
This is
If
not
you
the
add a
Texas Chainsaw
chainsaw
Massacre.
in
We're
there,
good.
I'm gonna like.
No. So, most of his victims were murdered with a rope tourniquet around their neck that was tightened with a hammer handle, which a tourniquet is separate from what we've discussed in the past, a garrote. Because a garrote is like meant to like strangle, but and like you pull it, but a you pull it to tighten, and then a tourniquet you twist it to tighten it, and it's supposed to cut off blood flow.
Yeah, it's like what people use like when you get your limbs like
When
cut off.
when you have like a really bad injury
Yeah, they put it
and you have to
around.
stop the blood flow.
Yeah.
Yes. So this was known as the rope trick, and he would claim it as this is the final trick of the show. Like,
I would actually piss myself. That would.
yeah, that
Mm-mm.
I think I would cry. Or I'd be dead.
We'd both probably be dead.
Yeah. So some of them actually died of asphyxiation from the cloth gags he was using.
Oh,
Which, like,
that's disgusting.
And some were known to convulse for an hour or two before they actually died.
Oh, that's
Which,
really
like,
sad.
I can't imagine. So it was known that all but the last two victims died between 3 and 6 a.m. They would be under his bed for about 24 hours before burying them in the crawl space. And he poured lime on them to quicken decomposition. And some were also embalmed that he learned at that mortuary. But yeah, he
That's why
used
you
his
don't let
garage
people
to
work in
embalm them.
mortuaries.
His garage was literally his embalming site.
So if somebody just decided to show up one day, like his entire life could have been over.
Oh, just you wait, Corey. Just you wait. That's going to be a topic for next week. So, his very first victim that he killed in this house was Timothy McCoy on January 3rd, 1972. He was 16 years old and he was on his way to his father's house in Omaha, Nebraska. So Gacy claimed his bus wasn't going to come until noon, so he took him on a sightseeing tour of Chicago. He was like, "Oh, you got to see the town if you're stuck here anyway."
The fuck? Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
So Gacy drove McCoy to his house so he could sleep and get a ride back for his bus, which we obviously know lies.
Did not happen.
Mm-hmm. Gacy claimed that he woke up early in the morning to McCoy in his doorway with a kitchen knife. Like, what?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
He's claiming that this is why he did it. We're like assessing the motive.
So he's trying to say that it was self-defense. You went that far for self-defense.
Well, I'm gonna get into it because it was early in the morning. It was dark.
But either way, you can't claim self-defense when you're doing all that.
But remember, this is his first. So this is how he got the thirst to kill.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. How's that?
Okay. I get it.
So Gacy jumped from his bed. McCoy raised his arms to surrender, accidentally cutting Gacy's arms. Or just the one arm, sorry. Gacy was able to disarm McCoy, but then banged his head against the wall and kicked against the wardrobe. Like, Gacy, you're going a little extreme here, don't you think?
Yeah, you're getting a little too far.
Yeah. So then they wrestled to the floor and Gacy began stabbing him multiple times in the chest.
Oh,
Again,
wonderful.
You're going a little far here, bud.
A little overkill, bud.
Yeah. So then he washed the knife and entered the kitchen to see the table set and breakfast made.
Oh.
He realized that he was holding the knife by accident. So he just brought it there on accident. He was going to wake him up and give him breakfast.
This poor kid.
This poor kid was just trying to be nice. Being like, but like, Gacy was half asleep. I can understand, like, the freak out of someone in your doorway holding a knife.
Well, yeah, I can understand the freak out, but he also went a little far.
He did go quite far. So McCoy was then buried in the crawl space and later covered in concrete to, like, hide it even more.
Okay.
A lot of the victims are sadly not confirmed. Part of the reasons of how he handled the bodies. So there are still quite a few unidentified victims that I would say at this point are never going to be identified.
Probably not.
We're talking 50 years ago.
Yeah, they're not gonna figure it out.
No. So in a later interview, Gacy claimed that he was listening to him gasping and gurgling, and it had him experience a, quote, mind-numbing orgasm. Your jaw is on the floor. Yeah.
I mean, like, some people, like, like feeling their partner, like, in pain, but, like, not, like, actually, like, dying.
Not like that.
Yeah, like, not, like, actually dying.
Yeah. And that's when he said, quote, "That's when I realized that death was the ultimate thrill." This was his awakening.
Great. Perfect. This boy was trying to make breakfast and he created a serial killer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Imagine, like, being a ghost and you're like, shit, he became a serial killer because of me? Like, what?
What? This house also has to be incredibly haunted.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's on the market. We'll check the Zillow at the end of this.
Yeah, I want to know.
Because I have the address, so.
I know. I want to know what it looks like either way.
Exactly. It's probably disgusting. So his second murder is a still unidentified victim in January 1974. I don't have a lot of details on this one because, like I said, we do not know the victim. Basically, Gacy strangled them and placed them in a closet before burying them. And the carpet actually was stained by bodily fluids leaking out of his victim. Like, he didn't embalm him, so.
So, like, decomposition liquids?
Yes.
Okay. Ew.
So, I do not have the date that the death happened, but I do have the date this victim went missing. And this is the last thing I'm going to discuss before we go into next week.
Okay.
So his third official murder was John Bukovich. He disappeared on July 31st, 1975. He was 18 years old. He worked at PDM for 2 years. So he already had that relationship with Gacy. His car was found abandoned with his jacket, wallet, and keys still in the ignition. Which that's never a good sign.
No. Usually means that something bad happened.
Yeah. So the day prior to his disappearance, he confronted Gacy on the back pay that he was owed for 2 weeks of work, which, like, Yeah, like, hey boss, give me my money, please.
I would want my money too.
Exactly. But then he disappeared the next day. So Gacy spoke to Bukovich's father, who called and asked for some help searching for his son. And of course, Gacy's like, yeah, I'll help you search. I have no idea where he is.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, over 3 years, Bukovich's family begged them, like the police, to investigate Gacy further over 100 times.
and they just said no.
And they were like, there's no way. There's no way.
That's always what happens.
Yeah. So basically, Gacy claims his last time seeing Bukovic, obviously we know this is a lie. He claimed that his last time seeing Bukovic was getting his attention from his car and basically inviting him to his home to go over the overdue wages.
So he said that he invited him to the home and that was the last time he saw him.
And then it led to his murder.
Well, yeah, that obviously led to his murder, but
Yes.
that's not sus to anyone.
Don't ask me, bro. So there he gave Bukovic a drink and did the little handcuff magic trick. Of
Great.
fucking course. Then he was strangled, and remember he was still married at this time.
Yeah.
So his wife and stepdaughters actually came home early, so he had to quickly bury the body. He was committing these murders with his family still living in the house.
And he was just like chill with the fact that his family might come home early in the middle of it.
Exactly. Like, you never know when someone's gonna come home.
Like, obviously they came home early, but what if they came home early, like 10 minutes early?
Yeah, and they did, technically. Like,
What if they came home like 10 minutes earlier than that and they
I know what
saw?
you mean. Yeah. All right, should we check the Zillow real quick?
Yeah. I think we both have to look it up.
Yeah.
Zillow.
Zillow.
Okay. What is the address?
8213 West Summerdale Avenue, Chicago, 60656. Right? Yeah, it's a borough of Chicago.
Okay. It doesn't let me look at the actual house.
No?
On mine, it doesn't.
Hold on. I had a typo.
Okay, I'm not even gonna look up on Zillow. I'm just gonna look up on
I'm
like,
just gonna Google it.
yeah.
Because the thing is, it might not be available.
Oh, it's okay. It's honestly not that bad looking. I actually like how it looks. But to know what happened inside makes it scary.
Exactly. Like, it's like one of those things. I don't know. I don't remember like where I read it from, but it's like, oh, are you okay wearing like the same t-shirt a serial killer wore? And like
Oh,
I think I discussed this. Oh, I think it was like something like that, like where maybe I wrote it, that's probably why. But like basically like, would you be comfortable living in this house? Yes, as long as you look past the horror aspects of it. It is still a home.
I feel
Kind
like
of
I
thing.
wouldn't be able to.
I personally, just because of what I know, I would be like, and that's where the bodies were buried. Like,
Yeah, I would not be able to do that.
sorry, I think I wrote that down in one like I just finished or something.
Yeah.
So that's probably why you're like, huh, what the fuck are you talking about? But
I understood the concept.
yes. But basically that's the first half of John Wayne Gacy. Um, we will go over the rest of his crime spree next week. And Corey's gonna want to cry, and I'm gonna take her to the Alcatraz Museum just so we can
Please don't.
walk right
Please
up
don't.
to Gacy's
Please don't.
costumes.
So, like, I want to go to Alcatraz because I want to see everything else. But I just know if I walked past that shit, I'd be like, get me the fuck out of here.
Right. I want to see Dahmer's glasses.
I want to see everything in there, except for that.
I want to see Bundy's car. I want to see the clown costumes. I'm not creeped out by clowns. I mean, granted, I've gotten so used to them working freaking Halloween festivals.
Yeah,
you can't do a Halloween festival without clowns.
See, I would just keep
was not
walking.
a fan of them as a kid.
I would just keep walking and stare at the next artifact and let you chill by the clown costumes. And then we get outside and we are, I don't care. We are trying everything we can to make sure nothing. Yes, we are trying everything we can to make sure that nothing comes home with us.
Oh my god. Girl, you know we get at least one ghost with us.
Better not be John Wayne Gacy's.
Oh my god. Nah, definitely not him. We're not part of his MO, remember?
So then we're each gonna get one.
Fuck.
Who are you gonna take home? Who am I gonna take home?
We're not gonna get Dahmer.
No.
Dahmer was also gay.
Yes, Dahmer was all
You
guys.
might get stuck with Bundy. I mean, your hair's not as long, but
I'll just dye my hair before I go.
benefits of having colored hair.
Yeah. Honestly, he's probably the one I would want to end up with, if anything.
The fuck?
Because if I saw John Wayne Gacy's ghost standing at the foot of my bed, I would shit my pants.
Yeah, that's valid. I think I'd be okay with like Bonnie and Clyde.
Well, yeah, they're not serial killers.
Yes, they are.
I don't consider them like serial killers in the classic sense.
They're gangsters.
That's what I mean. Like in the classic sense, like they're not serial killers. They've killed a lot of people. Yeah. But it wasn't like serial killer way.
I get it was if it got in their way kind of thing.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna get in their way, so I won't die.
No, definitely not. They would. I feel like Bonnie would take on a maternal role as a ghost. I don't know why. Don't ask me why.
Because I feel like in the beginning of her life, she didn't want to do that.
No, she wanted to, I forgot what she wanted to do.
She wanted to be a movie star.
Yeah, she wanted to be a movie star or something. So, like, I can understand, like, her.
Me and Bonnie's ghosts are going to be jamming.
Oh my god.
We're going to be jamming to Hamilton.
Anyway, speaking of ghosts, what are you going to traumatize me with today?
Well, not a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, first, general question. You're a person that has anxiety, right?
Bitch, is that even a question?
So, have you ever, like, woken up in the middle of the night from, like, a panic attack? And it feels like your chest has, like, a 20-pound boulder on it?
Yeah. All the fucking time?
So, yeah. That's what that spirit makes you feel like, including other things. But starting with that. Also, before I dive into the origin, this story comes from pagan traditions, but it speaks a lot of historical context, and a lot of pagan traditions were influenced by Christian, like, theology and stuff. So it discusses how it affected this legend in a negative way, but that does not reflect my religious or spiritual beliefs.
Yes, we are going to stay impartial to that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It's doesn't matter what we believe in, doesn't matter what you believe in. We are just here to tell stories.
I'm stating the facts of how it affected the legend, not my own beliefs.
And we're not trying to, like, you're saying it's like bashing on the Christianity of it?
It doesn't bash on it. It just discusses, like, the negative way it affected it.
We're not looking at Christianity in a negative way. We're not looking at any religion in any way. It's your religion is your religion. Our religions are our religions. Believe in what you want to believe in, people.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't wish to offend anyone, so I just wanted to put that out there.
No, that disclaimer is important.
Okay. So let's talk about it now.
Okay.
So,
all right.
In early German and medieval European folklore, there is an elf-like creature named the Alp.
The what?
The Alp. A-L-P.
I heard Alb with a B.
No, the Alp.
Okay.
But the word is connected to the Old High German Alb.
The fuck? Okay.
And may be related to the same root as elf. So the word elf pretty much came from this word. Its roots go back to early German pagan cosmology, where the boundary between spirits, elves, and the dead was very fluid, which we all know, you know. Though the Alp developed into something much darker than the lighter elves, so it did not stay this happy little go-lucky elf.
Mm-hmm.
It got transformed. So in original stories, the Alp were ambiguous spirits of nature, possibly connected to the dead, and potentially fertility or light beings. So they could have helped people with their fertility, given them like happiness and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Only later, in continental Germanic regions, did one branch of these beings evolve into a malevolent nocturnal entity. Basically, in most parts of Germany, it stayed pretty light for a while. And in one certain part is where it all started going dark, and then later it branched out.
Gotcha.
So, like, yeah. So by the Middle Ages, in regions of what is now Germany, so it wasn't Germany back then, the Alp was firmly established as a malicious nocturnal being that attacked people in their sleep.
Rude.
So after Christianization of Germanic regions, which was around the 8th to the 12th centuries, so it was a really long time ago, the Alp gradually became a demonic entity associated with witchcraft and sometimes described as a male spirit that seduced women or drank blood. So this was like around the time when medieval church writings reframed older pagan spirits as demons. So like Christian theology back then did not allow like morally neutral supernatural beings. So it was like either good or bad. So these like neutral beings that were like these little light elves had to be reframed to fit their like theology, and they made them these little demonic entities.
Gotcha. So
medieval church texts and penitentials began condemning belief in night riders, elves, female night spirits, and sleep-pressing beings. While it does not name the Alps specifically, it reflects like the wider church's effort back then to suppress the pagan spiritual beliefs. From this point on, the Alp was treated as a delusion caused by demons or a literal demon sent by Satan.
Alrighty.
So, under Christian influence, the Alp became associated with seduction during sleep, nocturnal assault, and demonic sexuality, which overlaps with the rise of the incubus tradition that arose in medieval theology.
I don't like that. Nocturnal assault? No, thank you.
No. The incubus idea was strongly systemized by church scholars such as Thomas Aquinas, who argued that demons could assume bodies to have intercourse with humans. So they took from this idea and basically put it on to this little elf. And then in German regions, the Alp gradually emerged with like this idea. By the late medieval period, witches were said to send the Alps. They were familiars. So like, the little witch pets.
Mm-hmm.
They were said to be familiars, and sleep paralysis was blamed on these creatures. So like,
love it. Fuck sleep
yeah.
paralysis.
So
I'm gonna be honest, I think I experienced it once, but I didn't have like a sleep paralysis demon to go with it, so to say. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever experienced it, and I don't want to.
But I've definitely had that like heavy feeling that like there's a giant weight on me that I cannot move.
Yeah.
But like I'm awake. I'm fully conscious of my surroundings.
I don't like that. I'm glad I've never experienced
like once or twice. Once or twice.
Anyway, so
it's not fun.
No. This shift intensified during the era that culminated in larger literature works which systemized demonology and witch beliefs, and the Alp became part of a larger demonic conspiracy worldview. The earlier elves were not this grotesque, but under this Christian influence, the appearance changed as well, leading us to the looks and personality of the Alp that we have seen from late medieval times to the current dates, because the legend is still present in Germany. People still use it to scare their children.
Sounds about right.
So the Alp is most often imagined as a small, human-shaped night spirit about the size of a child or small man with an unsettling, unnatural presence. Its body is thin and wiry, slightly hunched, light enough to move silently, yet impulsively heavy when it does its tasks.
Fuck that.
Its skin is pale, gray, and corpse-like, sometimes described as sickly white, and occasionally shadow dark, almost blending with the night. Its face is the most disturbing feature, with sharp cheekbones, a narrow chin, thin lips, sometimes twisted in a grin, eyes that are either black and hollow or unnaturally bright, and small pointed teeth. Its clothing does not help it look less creepy, though. Sometimes clothing can make things look less creepy. It makes it worse. Because the Alp dresses in old peasant-style clothing, a dark coat or a tunic, and most importantly, a magical hat called a Tarnkappe.
A what?
Tarnkappe. This hat.
What the fuck is that?
This hat is said to grant invisibility, give it power, allow it to slip through cracks and keyholes. Without the hat, it becomes weak and human-like.
So it's a fucking Mad Hatter hat, like.
Basically. Some of the versions that are mixed with the pre- and post-Christianized versions believe that Alps could shapeshift, so it might also appear as a black cat, a dog, a pig, or a mist or shadow, and occasionally even a familiar face to the population. Okay.
So it's a shapeshifter, kinda.
In some legends.
Okay. So,
another thing, a lot of my paranormal, or like my cryptid things don't necessarily have topics that can be upsetting. But this one potentially can. So just putting that out there.
All right.
Okay. So the Alp is strictly nocturnal, so it is said to move after midnight during the deepest phase of sleep on moonlit nights, and it's more active during liminal times such as the new moon, seasonal transitions, and winter. And the folklore often places its activity between midnight and 3 a.m., which would be later called the witching hour. It prefers silence, darkness, homes where people are deeply asleep, and rooms with stale air or closed shutters.
All right. No escape, bitch.
The night night is the time when the boundary between the human world and the spirit world thins. The Alp operates in that thin boundary.
Mm-hmm.
The Alp does not attack randomly in most of the traditions. It is drawn to different categories. So the first category is the vulnerable, so people that are sick, exhausted, pregnant women, children, and people that are under a lot of emotional stress. It also victimizes the spiritually or socially exposed. So in the Christian era belief, it's drawn to the sinful, the unbaptized, and those suspected of witchcraft, and people who had offended unseen spirits. And in the older pagan layers, it's drawn to people who had unknowingly offended the spirits and homes that neglected offerings or customs. So it's a similar concept, just pagan versus Christian.
Mm-hmm.
The Alp often returns to the same person night after night. A person might be described as ridden by the Alp. Some traditions say the Alp forms a fixation, almost like a parasitic attachment, feeding off of one individual until they become pale, weak, and withdrawn. The Alp does not use doors. It enters through keyholes, not holes in wood, cracks in walls, chimneys, and windows left slightly open. In certain accounts, it can flatten its body like a mist and slip under the doors, enter as a draft of cold air, and transform into a small animal and come through unnoticed. Basically, the key idea is that no barrier fully stops this creature unless it is ritually protected somehow. So if you have no ritual protection on your home, that Alp is getting in and it is going to attack you.
Well, I guess I'm fucked.
So the Alp's behavior follows a pattern. Once inside, it moves through the house. Before attacking, it may walk through the room silently, tangle the horse manes in the stable into elf knots, sour the milk, like literally make your milk go sour, and cause animals to become restless. The Alp waits until the victim is deeply asleep. It then climbs onto the bed, straddles the chest, and presses down with increasing weight. The Alp rides the person like a horse, like John Wayne Gacy rides the people like the horse.
The fuck? I was really hoping I didn't have to think about that again.
The victim feels a crushing pressure. The Alp may whisper, mock, or breathe cold air, and in later Christianized versions, it may engage in sexual assault, which overlapped with rising incubus lore. Some regional beliefs describe the Alp as sucking blood from the nipples of sleeping women, the breasts or udders of cows, occasionally from men, and leaving small marks or soreness causing progressive weakness.
The fuck?
Yeah. Love it.
I hate that.
The most often, though, is that it just drinks the milk from cows.
I still hate that.
So, it seems like the Alp does this for no reason, but it actually needs this to live. So the Alps don't eat food. They feed on stuff like this. So they kind of are like an energy vampire in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So it feeds on breath, vital energy, blood, milk from livestock, and sexual vitality. If it does not engage in this nightly ritual, it cannot function and will wither away. After it feeds, the Alp cannot remain after first light. Before sunrise, it slips away through the same tiny openings, returns to the spirit world, or resumes human form. The sunlight weakens or exposes it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. The victim does not wake normally. Instead, they experience a sharp transition from dreaming to half waking. They have awareness of the room, the inability to move. They are conscious, but they are trapped. This state is what modern medicine identifies as sleep paralysis. But in the folklore, it is the moment the Alp has mounted the chest. The defining sensation is pressure. So victims describe a heavy weight pressing on the chest, difficulty drawing breath, feeling pinned to the bed, a sense of being sat upon, and in many regions, the phrase, the Alp rides you, reflects this physical compression. The weight often feels disproportionate, as if something small is impossibly heavy. The common reported sensations include shallow breathing, suffocation, air becoming thick, and a cold breath in the face, which coincides with the idea that the Alp feeds on breath itself. So it's literally like sucking your breath while it puts cold air into your face, which, ew, other people's air.
Yeah.
So victims may see a small figure sitting on their chest, a dark silhouette at the bedside, glowing or hollow eyes, a crouched, child-sized being, or a shadow leaning close to their face. In other cases, they only sense presence without the clear sight. The being may grin, whisper, stare silently, and press closer as the fear increases. Imagine you see like glowing eyes, and they just come closer every time you get more afraid.
No, thank you. I'll pass. I'll pass on that one.
So, emotions during the attack are intense. These emotions are overwhelming dread, helplessness, panic, and a certainty that something malevolent is present. Some accounts include sexual violation, feeling watched, feeling hunted, shame or guilt mixed with fear, and the emotional experience is often described as more vivid than a normal sort of dreaming. So it feels more real, basically. Victims report the attack feeling very long or extremely sudden. It may last seconds or minutes, but subjectively feels prolonged. So it feels like it lasts for like 5 hours, but it was like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When the Alp leaves, the victim regains movement suddenly. Right after, victims are found gasping for air, have a racing heart. They are sweating, trembling, and have a fear of falling back asleep. Many victims remain awake until the daylight. If the Alp comes back to feed repeatedly, like I stated earlier, the long-term effects are different from those immediately following the attack. So repeated attacks are believed to cause pale complexion, dark circles under the eyes, weight loss, fatigue, weakness, nervousness, decline in vitality, and chronic exhaustion. In livestock, if the Alp consistently feeds on the cow's milk or consistently plays with the horses, then the horses are found exhausted with their manes tangled, and cows see milk reduction. The victim may develop a fear of nighttime, insomnia, anxiety before sleep, obsessive checking of doors and windows, feeling watched even during the day, and in repeated cases, the folklore describes victims becoming withdrawn, irritable, or depressed. Okay. So, because the entity does have a physical form, it can leave things behind besides psychological pain. So the Alp can leave actual visible bruises or pressure marks from sitting on the chest or open wounds if they drink the blood from the woman's breast or drink milk from the cows.
Bitch, I don't want to see this fucking thing's ass bruised on my chest.
Like, you can have literal bruise marks from it sitting on you, and if it chooses to drink your blood, you're gonna wake up with, like, bite marks underneath your boob.
Listen, kids already bite the fucking nipples anyway once they start teething. Like, I don't want to actually have, like, teeth marks on my tits.
Cows also get bite marks left on them when they drink from the udder.
Oh,
poor cows.
Those poor things.
Okay. As I said before, in later Christianized folklore, the Alp sometimes takes on incubus traits, meaning it could visit sleeping women in a sexual or semi-demonic way. And this has led to multiple reported Alp babies being born. Any child conceived under such influence might be considered cursed, ill-fated, or unusual, usually living an awful life after birth.
Great. I wonder
However,
why.
This is not a feature of the early Germanic beliefs. It literally only appears after the Christian demonology merged with the traditions. Which, That's horrifying. The concept of that is disgusting. The fact that there's multiple reported Alp babies, how are you supposed to know? You get a paternity test and it says that there's no father?
Right?
Like how
what?
How do you know that?
Like, what is Alp DNA?
I literally don't know. But I looked it up on like multiple sources. There are reported Alp babies. It didn't say how they figured out it was an Alp baby. But apparently it's an Alp baby.
What the fuck? Just what the fuck? Don't have Alp babies, guys. Unless that's really like your lifelong goal.
I don't think they have control over it.
I mean, we live in a society where if you don't want to keep a child, it's legal for now.
In some states.
But still.
Anyway. Enough of the Alp babies.
Yeah, no more Alp babies, please.
So, during the pagan era, living humans could be touched by an Alp spirit or cursed, temporarily taking on its traits during sleep. These humans might appear normal by day, but act like night spirits, causing nightmares or pressing on others' chests while sleeping. So they could basically become like half Alp, half human. Following the Christian influence, a human could become an Alp through pact with demons or witchcraft. Some tales describe a person possessing the Tarnkapi, like the Alps. Wearing it could allow them to slip through cracks, attack sleepers, or appear as a night spirit, as if the Alp gave them their own in order to fulfill their sinful desires. In these versions, the transformation is active and intentional, not just spiritual influence. Children supposedly conceived from Alp sexual assault have the ability to act like half human, half Alp. They do not need the Tarnkapi to behave like an Alp, but also can be completely human. In the end, it would be their choice to either act totally human, act totally Alp, or be a mischievous mixture of both. Christian folklore made this kind of Alp the most dangerous because they didn't need the same magical tools to manipulate and take and act like traditional Alps did. The Alp babies have powers. This is fucking Sam from Supernatural.
It really is. Like, they just all of a sudden have fucking powers? Like, what?
This is Sam.
What is it, once they turn 22? They start developing their power. I can't remember the lore at the moment. I apologize. But yeah, it's like it's like 22.
I think so. But apparently there's Sam Winchester.
Yeah, at this point.
Okay. So protecting oneself from an Alp involves a combination of household measures, magical objects, and ritual practices. Shoes were often placed upside down at the front of the bed. This was believed to distract or confuse the Alp, preventing it from sitting on the chest. Brooms left leaning near the door or the bed acted as a barrier. Some traditions said the Alp had to count every straw on the broom before it could attack. Beds were sometimes...
Where the fuck did that come from?
I have no clue because they're elves. I don't know.
What does that have to do with counting straws? Like,
I don't know.
Like, okay. Y'all
beds,
come up with your own theories. All right.
Beds were sometimes placed with heads toward a wall, reducing the accessibility. Doors and windows were closed tightly, but folklore often emphasized that even small cracks could let an Alp in, so it doesn't matter how tight you close the windows.
Yeah, as long as there's a gap somewhere.
So more herbal spiritual protections were mugwort hung over the bed or doorway to ward off evil spirits, garlic or wormwood placed around the room to repel night spirits, and some legends say that small iron tools, nails, or coins could block an Alp. During the Christian era of the legend, more religious protections were taken, so drawing a cross on the door or placing a crucifix near the bed was believed to repel the demonic Alps. Short prayers before bed, sprinkling holy water, or invoking saints were standard protections, and church rituals, consecrated objects, and Christian observances reduced the likelihood of an Alp visiting. One could avoid offending spirits. In pagan traditions, failing to honor the household spirits or ancestors could invite the Alp. Leaving offerings like bread, milk, or coins was protective, and sleeping fully clothed or with your head covered by a blanket was thought to hide you from the Alp's gaze. You could attempt to steal the Tarnkapi. If the Alp wears its magical hat, folklore says that taking it neutralizes the Alp. Without it, the Alp is powerless, trapped, or forced to serve the household. Individuals could also attempt to use amulets.
So they become like a fucking house elf after all
Yeah,
of that?
like Dobby.
Oh, poor guys. Like, that's kind of mean.
Yeah,
Like, I
but
know
no
they're
one.
also mean because they're like suffocating you, but
Yeah, but like no one wants an ugly ass house elf.
yeah,
Like
you
this
want a
shit
fucking
has glowing
creature?
eyes. Well, this thing has like glowing eyes and sharp teeth.
Yeah, I don't think I want that in my house.
And it's kind of gross.
I
I
mean,
don't
if they
know.
do, if they like clean the house and I could
It's
just like
fine.
avoid
Just
them all
don't look at
day.
me.
Yeah,
Like
just
don't
don't
look
look
at
at me,
me.
dude. That is the rule.
So, small charms often inscribed with runes or crosses could ward the Alp away. All right.
Sounds about right.
So, I always have some theories that could possibly explain all of my stories.
Theories.
I believe in the spiritual realm and like all the paranormal, but like it's always good to see the other perspectives.
Yes,
You know,
because we want the people listening to have a choice whether or not to believe in it.
correct. So, the primary explanation for the Alp attacks is sleep paralysis. So, sleep paralysis occurs when the body is in REM sleep, but the brain wakes up. So, the body remains temporarily paralyzed, preventing movement. And the common sensations include feeling a weight on their chest, a sense of being watched, hallucinations like seeing a dark figure, shadow, or animal, and difficulty seeing a what? Difficulty breathing and panic. Don't know why my brain just.
Yeah, thankfully when that happened to me, like it was like a few months ago, give or take, because I was like under a lot of stress and with work and whatnot. Um, I like thankfully I didn't see any like disembodied shit. Like I literally just I
Yeah.
wasn't like panicking or anything, thankfully. It was just a listen, I'm too fucking tired for this shit. Why the fuck am I not moving? Like what the fuck was that dream I just had? Like
So, you know, the Alp rides the victim, presses on their chest, or sits on them during the night and causes symptoms very similar to this. So, a lot of people just
wait,
think
is John Wayne Gacy an Alp?
he did
Cause
paint
you
on that he did paint on that giant grin, and it did say that Alps have giant grins. Maybe John Wayne Gacy was
I
an
don't know
Alp.
what his smile looks like. I don't know if he has glowing eyes at night. Maybe he was a halfling.
Oh my gosh, he was one of the babies.
He was one of the babies, guys.
Now that's how you get to take John Wayne Gacy home. You go and you talk to his clown suit and you say, "You're an Alp baby." And then
People be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
he's gonna
Be
want
like,
to
maybe
torment
just
you. This is so
we're terrible people.
disrespectful.
I can't. Okay, but to be fair though, he was a bad person.
He was a bad person, but like
This is disrespectful to his mother.
it's just disrespect.
I might cut that all out if you want to say
No,
that line again.
But it's so funny though.
I know, we're so funny, guys.
I mean, are we really gonna get canceled for saying that John Wayne Gacy is an Alp?
Just because we made one little connection, like.
I don't think we're gonna get canceled for that.
No, we're not gonna get fucking. If we get canceled over calling Gacy an Alp, like.
There's bigger problems in this world.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna bang this out. Because I gotta go take care of my bunny.
You gotta go take care of your bunny, and you gotta be healthy. Please don't throw up on Aurora.
I don't think I will, unless
she throws up, then you might.
I don't know. My tummy is okay. I think the tea is helping.
Good.
Okay. Okay. The Alp also explained intense nightmares or night terrors in a pre-scientific society. So stress, illness, or sleep deprivation could cause vivid dreams. Attributing these to a supernatural being gave a nameable cause for otherwise inexplicable fear, but could very well be just people didn't understand anxiety or depressive disorders back in that era. So bruises, fatigue, illness, or sudden weakness in humans and animals were often attributed to the Alps. In these societies, unexplained problems with horses, cows, or milk production could be blamed on a malevolent spirit. This gave people a sense of control by performing protective rituals. They could stop the Alp. This was just people trying to find explanations for their misfortune or bad luck, but in reality was just life being life. And Christian era folklore extended the Alp into incubus-like attacks, nighttime erotic dreams, or sleep-related sexual experiences, including nocturnal emissions, basically meaning waking up with morning wood, were explained as visits from the demonic Alp. This provided a moral framework. The experience was seen as sinful or dangerous and furthered the agenda of Christianity and the churches at the time. The Alp gave a concrete face to abstract fears, the unknown, the night, death, and vulnerability during sleep. So while it was a very interesting folklore, most people outside of Germany in modern day seem to believe it is simply just a made-up legend to either scare people into religious complacency or to explain things that society did not yet understand in the medieval times. And that's it.
Yay! That was a good
Yay!
one. Yay!
Yay. Guess what shirt I'm wearing?
The Jersey Devil shirt. You still have to cover that.
I know, I'm waiting because I feel like it's got to be like special.
That's going to be one of your specialty episodes. All right, we're going to try to sign off quickly so you can take care of your bunny and we can go over our schedule real quick because I feel like we have a quote-unquote holiday episode coming up.
Okay.
The April Fool's one.
Anyway.
All right. So our Instagram is Let's Spill the Tea Pod. Our email is lstt.pod@gmail.com. If you ever need to access our link tree when we create more links as well, which if we ever create a website, it will be on our link tree. But right now, the link tree is basically just access to our socials and our content. So that is in our Instagram bio as well. So if you're like, I don't want to listen on Spotify anymore, I want to go on YouTube, you could just go use our link tree. Get easy that way so you don't have to go and try to find it. But yeah, I think that's about it. Did we spill that tea?
I think I spilled a little bit too much.
You might have, but I did too, so we good.
It's okay.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna go die now. Goodbye.
Please don't do that.